Hello and welcome to another video. This time it is the third installment of the super high mileage Volvo S80 series. Today I'm going to do a deep cleaning on this steering wheel, which is a replacement to the current one that is actually very worn, and also I'll be giving you a few more updates regarding of what I've done in last week on the super high mileage Volvo S80. And here it is, the replacement steering wheel, which I've bought on eBay for just over £20. Ideally, I would like the wooden three-spoke steering wheel, which is a lovely looking steering wheel, but I couldn't really afford that. I needed to save some spare money for the parts that the Volvo might need. Actually, that the Volvo will definitely need. This one it's at least very similar to the one that was fitted in the car. Actually, it's basically the same that was fitted to the car. Still retains its original grey color. There's just probably a couple of scratches on the leather in here, but nevertheless it's in much better condition and much more usable. The only thing is that it is absolutely filthy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean the leather and clean the airbag center as well, and then I'm going to put it in the car. But first, a little bit of a preparation. I'm going to do what many detailers do, just put a 50-50 masking tape to compare the clean side from the dirty one, and I'm going to show you the products that I'm going to use. To clean the leather, I'm going to use some Gliptones, a liquid leather. It's a leather detergent that I have been using for a long time, and it's been perfect to remove all the dirt from the leather. I prefer bespoke products instead of the usual ones that you find that clean and feed the leather at the same time. I rather one dedicated for each task. To clean this area here, all the plastics, I'm going to use pink stuff diluted with a little bit of water. I probably could have used a different kind of car cleaner, but this has been very good to remove ingrained dirt and so on, and it's gentle on the plastics as well. I've used it to clean some trim parts in the Focus, and it's been very good. Of course, detailing brush and a toothbrush for this one here, and a few microfiber cloths, obviously. To polish a little bit the Volvo badge, I'm just going to use some Auto Glim polish, which will do the job nicely, just really to give it a little bit of a shine. Now, let's go and start cleaning this. I did mix the leather cleaner with a little bit of water, because otherwise it is a little bit too thick to apply on the leather. It's almost like a gel kind of thing. And now I'm wiping with a damp microfiber cloth. You can see some of the dirt already. Just another go. Just make sure it's proper clean. If the steering was that filthy, I'm sure that second clean wouldn't go amiss. look at that. Absolutely filthy. Polish just to now it's half clean. You can see here this is the clean part and this is the dirty part, and it is much better condition than what it was before. There's all that ingrained dirt that was in here. It's all gone. Everything looks nice and clean, and it's squeaky clean. The leather, especially the stitching, which they have regained their original grey color, and but the leather is still quite shiny because it has a little bit of wear anyway. But maybe in the future, actually not so long future, I might just take it all off and then repaint the leather in original grey color. But for the time being, this is how it is. It is much better than than the one I've got in the car at the moment. Then I'm going to use a leather balm just to protect the leather. But before that, I'm going to clean the other side. And here it is. It is nice and clean, and actually smells quite nice. Smells of leather. That is one of the things from using those products from Clipton. They actually leave a very nice fresh leather aroma, and it just feels so much cleaner in here. Just all the dirt has gone completely. It feels almost like new, although it is not actually new. The next stage will be to feed the leather with some leather balm, also from Clipton, but I have the bottle somewhere. I can't find it yet, so I'm gonna try to find it and just put it on the rim and leave it to soak for quite a bit of time, and maybe a second application, because I don't think this has been fed for quite some time. And whilst I go downstairs, I'm going to pop in next to the car and give you another update of the things I've done with the Volvo S80 this week. And finally, the Volvo has had 4 new tyres fitted. I went for some Toyo Proxys CF2. I've looked online and they have actually not bad reviews, and also the rain and economy rating are not too bad either. I had them fitted at Halfords and they cost just over £380 altogether. And I have to say, the car drives much better now. It feels slightly more stable and more composed on the road. But before, the other thing that basically messed up a little bit with the ride was not just only the state of the tires, but also the tire pressure. Before I had these tires replaced, I thought, oh, the rider sometimes is a little bit too firm and crashy. It felt a little bit weird. I thought that something was not right. So I went to the local Sainsbury's to check the tire pressure, and it was all over the place. It should be 30 at the back and 31 at the front, this in PSI. And when I check on the time machine, it was 46, 42, 38, 35. It was really all over the shop. So after I corrected the tire pressure, it got much better, but that only lasted about a week, because then I had 4 new tires fitted. But the Halfords guy had a real hard time to remove the wheel nuts. They were absolutely seized solid. Not rusty, they were just simply over tightened. because then when they were removed, they actually have some copper grease on them. But to be honest, when the wheels are not torqued up properly, that's what it happens. Now, I think it's time to put the new steering wheel now. We have to remove the airbag unit, and there are 2 holes, one on each side, which are secured with Torx screws, and for that you need a number 25 Torx screwdriver in order to have them removed. It can be a bit fiddly, so you just have to try to find exactly where they are. Okay, the other side I have already removed, and now we have to be very careful to remove all the electronic connectors. So now you will see in here the connectors for the airbag and for the steering wheel controls. Just as a note, before I started this job, I've disconnected the battery for a few minutes. I'm not sure if this is necessary for a Volvo, but I found it necessary in other cars, but I've just done it regardless. Now you have this green connector for steering wheel controls, and you have this little tab, and you just push it and release it, and then I'm just going to leave everything as it is, like so. Just going to make sure that the steering wheel is properly aligned. I'm going to remove the connectors from the airbag. It should be easily to pull out, and then they are color coded, so they're easy to put back in, and then you just squeeze these 2 tabs as well, and there you go. Now, when replacing the steering wheel, there is one thing very important, and that is to be perfectly centered. But most cars that have airbags, they also have other electronic systems, such as the steering angle control. And if you look more closely in here, you see behind there is this plastic ring just here, where my finger is rubbing, just over there. And then you see that this part here is matching with a plastic square just behind, which is located on that steering angle sensor. So I've learned from a video that I've watched a while ago, unfortunately I cannot remember, that there is a way in order to get it out. So you just make sure that it's perfectly lined up, and in order to keep it lined up so that there's no loss of the steering angle sensor and there's no other trouble, the way to do it is to remove this little screw that you've got in here, insert it over there, and it will keep lined the steering wheel with the steering angle sensor. Oops, it's not very secure. I'm going to try to secure, because trying to do this with just one hand is a little bit difficult. Fortunately, the tip of the screwdriver is magnetic. And there you go, you just insert it. Okay, so the screw is in there, it is lined up. Now let's go. You probably need to screw it just a little bit more. There you go. It doesn't move anymore, the steering wheel sensor with the hub. And now I'm going to remove this by using a 18 socket. Now before I do, lock the steering wheel first so that there's no movement, or to limit the movement. It's very good, these pockets on the Volvo, to remove and to put things on the side. I just tuck these one by one. And now time to put now the airbag unit. Actually, oh, where is it? Ah, it's here. That's the new one, and the screws are already in. Let's remove this little now. One thing that I notice is that this steering wheel here at the bottom is different. This one new that I get it's different from the one that came from this car. You see, it has these two plastic tabs plus this hole for the screw. But this one has a thing for the screw already, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. Interesting. Let me just clip on. Really looking different. Wow, so much better. Have to turn the steering wheel in order to get actual access. Okay, that's done. Oh, what a difference. It's actually grey in color as opposed to black and sticky as it was before. Oh, it does look so much better. Doesn't feel like a new car yet, but we're getting there, sort of. Okay, I've just reconnected the battery. Moment of truth. Oh. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Gear. Okay. I know the boot lid is open. There's no light for the airbag. I'm not sure if it needs any decoding, but it does feel much better actually driving with it. Now the only thing I have is to really adjust the clock. And that's another job well done. I'm very pleased with it. Nice to have a steering wheel with a proper leather, and just probably will need a bit of a recoloring in the future, but that will be something that I will do probably in the next few months or so, so I'm not worried about it. So what's going to happen to the old steering wheel? Well, I'm going to keep it. It'll be some sort of a memory of this great little car, big car really, and I think I should keep it just for memory sake really. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.